There's a larger question, I suppose, about whether it's worth getting involved in the GOP or the Republicans. But here's the thing. In Europe, the parties are like real institutions. They're kind of top down. I mean, you work your way through the party. There are a lot of them. There's not really a party system, certainly not with the Republicans. The Democrats are a far more centrally controlled type party. With the Republicans, with American politics generally, it's personality. And so to say, well, you shouldn't try to infiltrate the Republicans or shouldn't try to infiltrate the political system, that's kind of the wrong way to look at it. It's really a question of, do you have the personality? Do you have the personal backing, the support network to get to a position where you can actually do some good using the state? That's really what we should be asking ourselves. Now, the question of whether the young Republicans means anything, do they have power? Do they control state legislatures? No. It's a networking group at best, maybe a campaign group. And if this is the kind of thing they're going to do against their own members, burn it to the ground. The environment that we're in right now, that which we cannot take over, needs to be destroyed or replaced. Maybe a new organization has to arise. And certainly the kinds of non-responses that we're getting from the leadership are unacceptable. There have to be consequences. And if there are not consequences, you tear the whole thing down. These people are irrelevant. They do not have a mass following. They're getting ratioed on every post on X, and increasingly online is real life. Out there where it actually matters, where it comes to voters, nobody who matters has heard of any of these people. Well, who does matter? The reporters, the professors, the people, the financiers who make all this possible, the people who determine whether people like you get to have a job, get to have a career, get to have a family, the people who determine whether you're going to be considered public enemy number one by all the major institutions in the country. Keep in mind, these are powerless kids, and they have the most sophisticated media system in the most powerful empire that has ever existed in world history coming after them personally. Now, I've gotten a taste of that in the past, not too bad, but it's a hell of a thing when the eye of Sauron is looking directly at you. And this is something no leftist will ever experience. Somebody might call him a faggot on X. That's the worst they're ever going to have to deal with. You've got the whole media coming after you. Is it really too much to ask for basic solidarity amongst people who consider themselves to be part of the same movement? And yes, I understand there's infighting. And yes, I understand that this influencer hates this influencer and there are all these little subcultures and this guy is the wrong religion and there's all sorts of stuff. Fine, good, whatever. If the Charlie Kirk thing taught us anything, it's that we face a common enemy. And if we can't recognize that, then what the hell are we doing? I don't care if you don't consider yourself on the right or the left or whatever else. They consider you on the right. They're the ones with the power. They're the ones who determine the freedom of action you have. And the only path we have out of this is solidarity. And this is why I believe in no enemies to the right. No, I don't think it's a great idea to be saying whatever in a group chat. Maybe it's not a great idea to be in a group chat at all, but that doesn't matter. Every single one of us has said stuff either in a chat or in real life, which if it was taken out of context or was a joke or whatever else could be used to destroy us. If you go in for any of this, I mean, you're putting the weapon into the hands of your enemies that will eventually be used against you. And if there are people to the right who are criticizing you, you are weak, you are cuck, you're too moderate, you're part of the system. Well, you know what? I would love to get to a point where those criticisms matter. I would love to get to a point where a guy like me has to worry about being put up against a wall, let alone losing clicks or something because I'm not hardcore enough for the right religion or whatever. But until we can protect our own people from losing their livelihoods, this is a game, not a movement. And we don't have influencers, we have charity cases. We have to get past this. Now, there is cause for optimism. Again, it's not just J.D. Vance. There are a lot of people who are saying, we're just not going to play this anymore. We're not going to fall for these kinds of tactics. And the reason why is because we recognize what time it is. This is a time for absolute politics. This is a time for choosing sides. This is not verbal wordplay. The time for debate is over. The emotions are fake. The arguments are fake. Even the news itself is fake. This isn't even news at all. Somebody making a Hitler joke and we're supposed to believe that the Fourth Reich is rising within the young Republicans? There's not a single person in the world who believes this, except for the people who watch MSNBC 70 hours a week. It's really very simple, guys. You support the people who support you. You don't leave your wounded on the field. You don't look for moral sanction from those who are your declared enemies, who hate you, whose politics are entirely dedicated to your dispossession and who want power over you. You're not obligated to accept the moral code of people who hate you. It really is that simple. You are allowed to just say no. You are allowed to just rip this whole thing out by the foundation. Because the youth of this country